Aliko Dangote GCON, born the 10th of April 1957, is a Nigerian billionaire businessman, and the owner of the Dangote Group, which has interests in commodities in Nigeria and other African countries. As of January 2020, he had an estimated net worth of $10 billion United States dollars. Dangote is ranked by the Bloomberg Billionaires Index as the 88th richest person in the world and the richest man in Africa, and peaked on the Forbes list as the 23rd richest person in the world in 2014. He surpassed Saudi-Ethiopian billionaire Mohammed Hussein Al Amoudi in 2013 by over $2.6 billion to become the world's richest person of African descent. Aliko Dangote, an ethnic Hausa Muslim from Kano State, was born on the 10th of April 1957 into a wealthy Muslim family, the son of Muhammad Dangote and Maria Sanusi Dantata. He is the great-grandson of Alhaji Al-Hassan Dantata, the richest West African at the time of his death in 1955. Dangote has said, "I can remember when I was in primary school, I would go and buy cartons of sweets, candy, and I would start selling them just to make money. I was so interested in business, even at that time." Dangote was educated at the Sheikh Ali Kumasi Madrasa, followed by Capital High School, Kano. He has a bachelor's degree in business studies and administration from Al-Azhar University, Cairo. He has married 4 times, and his marriages ended in divorce. He has a total of 15 children from these marriages. The Dangote Group was established as a small trading firm in 1977, the same year Dangote relocated to Lagos to expand the company. Today, it is a multi-trillion-naira conglomerate with many of its operations in Benin, Ghana, Nigeria, Zambia and Togo. Dangote has expanded to cover food processing, cement manufacturing, and freight. The Dangote Group also dominates the sugar market in Nigeria and is a major supplier to the country's soft drink companies, breweries, and confectioners. The Dangote Group has moved from being a trading company to be the largest industrial group in Nigeria, including Dangote Sugar Refinery, Dangote Cement, and Dangote Flour. In July 2012, Dangote approached the Nigerian Ports Authority to lease an abandoned piece of land at the Apapa port, which was approved. He later built facilities for his flour company there. In the 1990s, he approached the Central Bank of Nigeria with the idea that it would be cheaper for the bank to allow his transport company to manage their fleet of staff buses, a proposal that was also approved. He also donated money to the Nigeria Sport Ministry to renovate the National Stadium, Abuja. In Nigeria today, Dangote Group, with its dominance in the sugar market and refinery business, is the main supplier, 70% of the market, to the country's soft drinks companies, breweries and confectioners. It is the largest refinery in Africa and the 3rd largest in the world, producing 800,000 tons of sugar annually. Dangote Group owns salt factories and flour mills and is a major importer of rice, fish, pasta, cement, and fertilizer. The company exports cotton, cashew nuts, cocoa, sesame seeds, and ginger to several countries. It also has major investments in real estate, banking, transport, textiles, oil, and gas. The company employs more than 11,000 people and is the largest industrial conglomerate in West Africa. Dangote has diversified into telecommunications and has started building 14,000 kilometers of fiber optic cables to supply the whole of Nigeria. As a result, Dangote was honored in January 2009 as the leading provider of employment in the Nigerian construction industry. He has said, "Let me tell you this, and I want to really emphasize it, nothing is going to help Nigeria like Nigerians bringing back their money. If you give me $5 billion today, I will invest everything here in Nigeria. Let us put our heads together and work." Dangote had a prominent role in the funding of Olusegun Obasanjo's re-election bid in 2003, to which he gave over $200 million, $2 million United States dollars. He contributed $50 million, $500,000 United States dollars to the National Mosque under the aegis of Friends of Obasanjo and Atiku. He contributed $200 million to the Presidential Library. These highly controversial gifts to members of the ruling PDP party have generated significant concerns despite highly publicized anti-corruption drives during Obasanjo's second term. In November, Dangote was awarded Nigeria's second highest honor, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger (GCON), by the former president, Goodluck Jonathan. Dangote reportedly added $9.2 billion to his personal wealth in 2013, according to the Bloomberg Index, making him the 30th richest person in the world at the time, in addition to being the richest person in Africa. In 2014, the Nigerian government said Dangote had donated 150 million naira, $750,000 United States dollars to halt the spread of Ebola. Aliko Dangote, as well as Femi Otedola, have promised to give the Super Eagles of Nigeria 75,000 United States dollars for every goal scored in the Africans Cup of Nations, AFCON, 2019. As of November 2019, he had an estimated net worth of $8.9 billion United States dollars. Dangote is ranked by Forbes magazine as the 136th richest person in the world and the richest man in Africa, and peaked on the list as the 23rd richest person in the world in 2014. Dangote Cement plc is a Nigerian multinational publicly traded cement manufacturer headquartered in Lagos. The company is engaged in the manufacture, preparation, import, packaging, and distribution of cement and related products in Nigeria and has plants or import terminals in 9 other African countries. Dangote Cement plc was formerly known as Obahana Cement plc and changed its name to Dangote Cement plc in July 2010. Obahana Cement plc was incorporated in 1992. Dangote Cement plc is a subsidiary of Dangote Industries Limited and is the largest company traded on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Dangote Cement listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange in October 2010 and as at August 13, 2014 accounts for 20% of the total market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Aliko Dangote has invested $6.5 billion United States dollars into the company between 2007 and 2012. Cement accounted for roughly 80% of Dangote Group's business as of 2011. Dangote cement plant in Obahana, Kogi, is the largest in sub-Saharan Africa with 10.25 million tons per year capacity across 3 lines and a further 3 million tons per year capacity currently being built. In 2012, the firm opened a $1 billion cement plant in Ibs, Ogun. The facility is capable of producing 6 million metric tons of cement per year, raising the company's total production by 40% at the time. The plant was installed by the Chinese construction and engineering firm Sinoma, and represents one of the largest non-oil investments in Nigeria. The company's plant in Boko, Benin has 3 million tons per year capacity with an upgrade to 4 million tons per year planned in 2013. A plant in Senegal along with a plant in Tanzania opened in 2015.